President of the Republic of Uganda, and Mama, the Minister of Education and Sports. The Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda and the Leader of Government Business in Parliament. The Third Deputy Prime Minister, Rukia Nakadama, the NRM Secretary General, Richard Todong, and all the SEC members, colleagues, ministers, colleagues, members of Parliament, the NRM Secretariat staff, and other very senior staff invited, all of us members of the NRM caucus. Your Excellency, let me start by appreciating you for always remembering to fulfill your word. I recall that immediately after the 2021 election, you as the chairman of the NRM party, together with the leaders of NRM, invited all the new MPs of NRM here in Kyankwanzi, and I was a beneficiary of those new MPs who were the newest in Parliament that time. But Your Excellency, I recall you pronounce yourself on the fact that you will, at an appropriate time, invite all the new ones together with the old ones. And Your Excellency, this is the moment. I thank you for remembering what you stated when we had a retreat here for the new MPs. Now you have fulfilled the pronouncement you made by bringing all of us together here in Kyankwanzi for the retreat. Your Excellency, from last night when members of the caucus started arriving here in Kyankwanzi, I have interacted with a number of them outside the program, but a number of them this morning in the official program of the prayers. I have also interacted with the leadership of NALI. Brigadier Charles Kisembo was my boss when we were in CMI. And when the first time I came to lecture here, I was very excited to meet him here after a very long time. He has reliably informed me, together with the government chief whip, Your Excellency, that you are now going to address 350 MPs. They are already here present. And others are on the way coming. We want to thank God for the journey mercies and pray also for those who are still on the way coming. So that means, Your Excellency, that your message, your invitation has been responded to by members of cabinet, by members of the NRM caucus, very, very tremendously. And I want to thank the members for responding to the invitation of His Excellency the President to come here and we caucus together. I had already said, Your Excellency, that these members so far, the interaction we have had, even from Parliament, they understand very fully the 4 principles of NRM, including nationalism. That means, Your Excellency, the members we are going to address here are very patriotic and nationalistic. Pan-Africanism, Your Excellency, the members we are going to address understand fully the principle of Pan-Africanism. Socio-economic transformation, Your Excellency, the members also fully comprehend, and also democracy. So, Your Excellency, I have seen the topics which we are going to be taken through, and I highly believe that they will enhance us as NRM leaders and enable us to upgrade our leadership skills more than before. We are very enthusiastic and looking forward to the presentations, but I would like Your Excellency also to support the idea that outside those topics you find a free atmosphere to interact with members of the caucus, because they raised a few issues before we started prayers in the morning, which in their view, they feel they should get responses to from you as the chairman of NRM. But I am very sure, Your Excellency, that the members are very cohesive, because cohesion is one of the principles and the key pillars which you have always encouraged us to work together and be a team, do work in teamwork. Your Excellency, I wouldn't want to take much more time, because we want you to have sufficient time with members of the caucus. I will therefore take this singular honor and privilege, Your Excellency, to invite you to address the members of the NRM caucus or others in the retreat. The floor is yours now, Your Excellency.
On the issue of the bad incident we had in Somalia on Thursday night, I sent out something in the social media, but I didn't want to say much because the investigations are going on. But what we keep telling you, the issue of abandoning the line of the NRA, the National Resistance Army, is the one which causes all these unnecessary delays and in some cases setbacks. It seems one of the suspect factors in that incident could be again corruption by some of these new players in the army who don't have the NRA spirit of patriotism. And they start looking at, because in Somalia, the UN gives allowances, big allowances. Somebody told me that somebody may get about 38 million shillings in a year when they are deployed there. Now, some of these people, they don't look at the mission, they look at the money. So, but the investigation will go on and see, but one suspect thing is that because Somalia is a very dangerous place, if you go there like that, you'll end up with a bad situation for yourself. Now, because of the money, it seems some of our people are selecting people to go to Somalia they don't do what we were doing at the beginning, apparently. I was not following. Because in the beginning, we would get combat units, brigade, this. It goes as a brigade, and does the work. That's how they defeated Al-Shabaab in all those areas, in Mogadishu and all over. We've never had any big problem with Al-Shabaab because we are very capable. So they go as a fighting unit. But it seems at some stage, some of the people who organize, they put these bodyguards, secretary, I don't know what do you call them, these who are around here, personal assistant, I don't know what. They put their names there, create sort of ad hoc, instead of having integral units, they create ad hoc groups made of bodyguards, made of what? People from cooks. They say this is now, I think that battalion was called Zulu, it is Battalion Zulu. Now, these people, because Al-Shabaab was very weak, had been weakened, it has not been attacking for a long time, and they couldn't attack the defense of NRA, UPDF. It is suicidal. But because of that problem of sending welfare cases on a combat mission, we suspect that could be one of the problems. Of course, there can also be other problems, like, because the attack started at what you call in your English way, 10 past 5, when it was still dark. Now, if people are not well prepared, fighting in the dark can also be another problem. They can just panic for no reason. And yet, there is a way we fight in the dark, it's a well-known way. But Al-Shabaab will pay. The Americans, we don't have big support forces there, like Air Force and long-range artillery and so on. They have light equipment, which was doing well. But the Americans have some UAVs there, which should help, but I don't know what they are doing. They came for a little while and then went back. And then the Turkish also have some system there, UAVs. If they were all coordinating, there would be no problem, but they don't. So I was speaking with those people there, Major General Okidin, who is the force commander, and another brigadier called Brigadier Omola. And I was telling them that if the Turkish and the Americans don't want to support our ground forces, we shall support them ourselves. We shall find a way of intervening more decisively, like we did with ADF. ADF is crushed here in Congo. But this business of not listening to the NRA, because Uganda would never have come up to here if we had the mercenary attitude there. But of course, it's a good lesson for our people. They are going to wake up. We are sorry about the death, but it is because of, it's not Al-Shabaab, it is our internal weaknesses which must be addressed. Now, what I want to talk to you about is ideological, strategic, policy, and implementation cohesion. Those 4 words: ideological, strategy, policy, and administrative cohesion. The NRM, as Brigadier Kisembo was saying, started as a student movement in the 1960s. When we saw the politics of UPC, DP, Kabaka Yeka failing,